Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Don't mind if I sound a little funny. I'm getting over some sort of illness. However, project farm use. We got it in the shop finally, and we got the running boards off. So that was a fun task. They'd been put on in '95. They'd been on there the whole time. So there was some torching and some cutting, but they're off. And we didn't destroy them because we're either going to try to have them replicated or repaired. So those are the two options I think we have on the table right now. So I had to be careful not to damage them any more than they already were. But anyway, so we got the steps off, front and back here. And we have the fuel fillers out. You can see the one in the back there. I left that open because we don't have that fuel filler out of the opening yet. And we have our bed loose. So if you watched my video on removing the bed off a 93 F-250, we did the same thing here. Now the only difference we did here was we had two that were just spinning on us. So I'm going to show you what we did to get those bolts out. And I did this by myself today, and it was very nice because the bolts were actually kind of stuck in the bed. But when they start to spin on you, you're done. That's it. There's nothing you can do other than modify the bolt to make it stay. So I'm going to show you what we did and show you why they do what they do. And then we're going to go ahead and get this bed outside and get it lifted off. Now, it's not going to be today. It's the end of the day here. So it'll be another day, but it will be in the video here. But I'll show you what we did with the bed bolts, show you the bed bolts themselves and why they become a problem. And we'll get this bed off of here and see what this frame really looks like. So we've got the running boards back here in the bed. We also had to disconnect a little bit of the gooseneck stuff there, so we did that as well. And then also the plug here. But you can see this hole here, all right? It's a little bit shadowed here, but this hole is supposed to be oval, not round. So what happens is these bolts are oval. It's hard to tell, but they're oval. Right under the base of the head there, the shank. So they're oval, all right? So these aren't technically carriage bolts. They are a special bolt for these beds. So when you put this down in here, it's not supposed to spin, okay? You can see that this one spins because the hole wallowed out. So there's not a whole lot of material down in here to hold this straight. It's literally, what, 12 gauge, not even, maybe 16 gauge steel that holds this bolt. So when this bolt gets all corroded, it just takes the bolt and spins it, all right? So these were our two front bolts. These were the two in the very front of the bed. So they are the oval ones. And then we have two. Now these are in the middle. Now these are square. So these ones are in the middle. So here's the mate to it on the other side, and you can see the rust was definitely getting to this guy here. Now these back ones spun on us. This one and this one here. So this is what we did. We welded a nut, and they're still a little warm, onto the top of the bolt there. And what that does is it lets you put a wrench on the top of the bolt. So the only other option you have other than doing this, because you can't put vice grips on these because they'll just blow them off. They don't hold to the edge of the bolt. It's just not big enough. So weld a nut on the top. These are 1/2 inch nuts, so it'd be a 3/4 inch wrench. If you have a little bit bigger nut, that's better yet. But I fill the middles up, and then I put a couple tacks on the outside there. And then go ahead and hold this with a wrench and then take the bottom bolt out like we did with the other video of us removing a bed. So this bed is ready to come off. So we are going to go ahead and get this thing outside, get this bed off of with the 2-post here, because it'll be a lot easier to take off with a 2-post, especially by myself, because we have some weight reduction going on here. So we're going to be taking this bed off and getting it set on the ground, and then we're going to continue working on this truck here. So we've got Zach's truck outside here. We're going to try and get this bed off of here. trying to dodge raindrops right now, but I'm hoping that this bed's strong enough to be able to be picked up like this. Don't necessarily want to pick it up with a skid loader because of I want to make sure that there's nothing hanging onto this bed. We have the gooseneck hitch in the bed yet that's attached to the frame, so we got to make sure that that comes off nicely. There's just a lot of stuff that I'd rather pay attention to, and it's hard to do with a skid loader. So we're going to try the 2-post lift with this, and didn't take the bumper off because it's a little bit difficult to get off. So hopefully there's enough strength in these back corners to pick the back of this bed up, but it is all disconnected. So here we go. We're going to get these lift arms picked up here and get everything positioned correctly and see if we can get this bed off. So it's picking up a little bit funky because the truck's not level on this pad. So that's fine. But the squeaking we heard was the gooseneck ball sliding through the actual hole of the bed here. So I'm going to start picking up on the back here and hopefully it goes well. Okay, so bed's off here. Had no mishaps there. We just cut a little bit of the edge of this plastic bumper here with our lift pad. Frame doesn't look too bad. That's good. So rear tank definitely leaks. This bed is definitely shot, but the frame doesn't look bad. So we'll get this thing rolled back in the shop and see what kind of damage we're looking at here. So we've got the truck back inside here. And you can see we do have a lot of scale on this frame. We will be replacing these, I do believe. You can still see the font in there. The rear tank definitely leaks, so we'll be changing that. But we're gonna pop these guys off of here when we get down to that point. And my only concern is right here. So this is a notorious spot for all of these trucks, is this spot right here. It has to deal with this overload and this leaf spring hanger and the way that the way everything works for the wind and the way that everything sits here, gets piled on here, salt and everything like that. So this may be a thin spot on this frame. If it is, we're gonna have to repair it and then continue on, you know, with our progress here. But that's gonna be much later. It'll be after we have this sandblasted to see if there are any other bad spots. So these are a little rough, typical powder coat coming off here, because these are factory powder coated. These still seem pretty solid, but I do believe that we're gonna pop all these out. We're gonna pop all the rivets out of everything whenever we get to that point. And make sure we get a nice clean connection between our brackets and our frame here. So we wanna make sure that we get a nice, good, clean frame before we start putting stuff back on. So the cross members, I'm in the air about removing. Don't necessarily need to remove them. However, we're gonna inspect everything once it's all taken apart. So we did take the bed off of this, and I found shims here. So they actually stayed here. But it's not uncommon to find shims under your bed, because you can't make the cab go any more down, but you have to bring the cab down to match the bed. So you have to bring the bed up so that your body lines match. So there's shims here. We had to shim Brent's truck, the Lawn Ranger, and I do believe there's shims on the green F-150 we brought home. So the frame does not look bad when you go all the way through up through here. But something about these OBS trucks, back here, this general area right here is always very bad. And then this general area right here is always very bad. So if you have an OBS truck and you are thinking about restoring it, or you're worried about your frame, you know, these are the two areas right here that are gonna be bad. So I've seen trucks get very bad here. If we need to repair this, that's no problem. We'll just have to do it. However, I have seen where these have gone so far bad that they rotted out, created a hole, stress crack, and actually broke down through the frame. So this truck is obviously not there yet, but it could be if it was to continue in this condition. So the other side of the frame here, we are looking at the same kind of problem up here, except instead of it being a little bit further up, it's a little bit closer to this leaf spring bracket here, the overload bracket. So we will have to pull this thing off of here and see how bad it is behind this bracket. And then back here, we're gonna see how bad it is back here. These overload brackets are notorious for holding material inside them, just like this. There is an opening in the very bottom of them here, but it's very tiny. So they always contain and hold everything here. So we have a lot of scale in the frame back here. And this side actually looks pretty similar to the other side, but I've definitely seen a lot worse than this. So I'm not totally unhappy with what I see here, just kind of what I expected. So sandblasting will definitely tell us what we're gonna get into once we get to that point. But we have a lot more work to do before we get to that point. So I don't know how many videos we'll have of this truck, but we'll try to get some up here. Basically, there'll be progress videos, but we're gonna try and get this truck torn down and cleaned up and get everything replaced that needs to be replaced for Zach here on Project Farm Use, and hopefully we'll get him a truck back in a timely fashion. So hopefully you're enjoying the mini series, so to speak, of the F-350 here. And we'll try to keep some stuff up here and show you what things to look out for, like, you know, the bad areas of the frame here as we go along this. And if we find anything crazy on this truck as we're going along, I'll try to include it in a video for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video on Zach's truck, and we'll catch you on the next one.